Aitah for ignoring my daughter after she called me a gold digger? Hi everyone. I recently argued with my daughter, F15, and wanted to get it off my chest somewhere. It's my first time posting here and could use some help in deciding if I was in the wrong. I, F42, and my husband, M45, have a daughter, F15, whom I love to bits. However, we have recently had an argument that has led to me not wanting to talk to her. I have been a stay-at-home mom pretty much as long as she has been alive, quitting my teaching job when she was around 2 years old. My husband is a businessman who makes a lot of money from his work, allowing us to be reliant on him. We own our home, all have good health insurance, and can afford things without worrying about money. This hasn't always been the case, as shortly after we moved to the States my husband was struggling to get his business off the ground, leading me to support the two of us. I was working full-time as a teacher, as well as Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings at a restaurant, and working in a coffee shop on Saturday and Sunday to make ends meet. Once my husband was more successful in his business, I was able to stop working in the restaurant and coffee shop and just teach. After we bought our home, we decided to have a baby, my daughter, and later agreed that I should quit my job to look after her and our home, as we often argued about chores from having a busy schedule. After leaving my job, I looked after our house and daughter, always made home-cooked meals, helped with her homework when she needed it, and tried to be a rock for my husband to lean on when he needed me. We have never had to worry about money since having our daughter, and have always been able to give her everything she wants, from tennis lessons to new clothes. We try to make her as happy as possible. However, as she has gotten older, she has been more distant from me, which I assumed was as a result of being a teenager. I was pretty grumpy at her age. When I noticed her grades were slipping significantly, from A's and B's to C's and D's, I encouraged her to study more and go out less, telling her she could only go out with friends on the weekend once her work was done, which made her upset. She told me that she wouldn't take study advice from a gold digger who had no accomplishments of her own and had to rely on a man to pay for her things. This made me very upset, and I told her off for it, explaining to her I used to teach as well as pay for everything before her father's business took off, leaving her stunned. I had never told her about our prior financial struggles, as I had felt she didn't need to know as everything was fine now. She has apologized to me since and I accepted the apology, however haven't wanted to speak to her as I am still upset that her opinion of me was so low. My husband has told me I need to go back to normal with her, as the tension makes him uncomfortable and he hates seeing her so upset, but her behavior towards me has made me angry and not want to resolve things just yet. I love my daughter and husband, but I thought I was being fair in how I felt, especially after being berated by my teenager for sacrificing my job to look after her. So, Aitah? Update. Thank you everyone for your perspectives. It seems like most people have concluded that I shouldn't continue to ignore her after accepting her apology and need to talk to her about it. I will try to talk to her about things tonight at dinner, try and understand her side a bit more, and work together to get her grades up whilst keeping her happy. Also in regards to ignoring her, I have not been neglecting my daughter. I still speak to her, however, haven't been knocking on her door to ask if she wants a drink or a snack, or if anything needs washing. I haven't been trying to get her to come talk to me as much, and she hasn't tried to talk to me either. She isn't being ignored entirely. I just feel like I need a little space to calm down before I can go back to my normal self. A few people have mentioned that we have spoiled her and have recommended she do some work herself. I'm not keen to ask her to get a job whilst she's struggling in school. So do any parents have any tips on some chores around the house they have their kids do that don't take too long? When I was a teenager, I was working by 14 as well as being in school, but I grew up with some money problems, so we needed the money for my job. I don't want her grades to suffer more by making her get a job, but also don't want her to struggle later in life if she's become used to a more comfortable lifestyle. Any tips?